Hello people, like I said, I'm going to do regular updates now. Okay, I put a video earlier on out today, and this is later on in the day, and I'm backing it up with, I've been for a walk, and I'm going to show you where they're spraying me from now. But as I said, they can't get me that well in built up areas, because if you imagine trying to release something from over those houses there, it gets so far and it dissipates. So they have no choice but to do this. Now she's just parked up here. I've been down to the guy at the bottom. There's one thing I have to say, right? If they are, if I am sitting there in my van being poisoned the hell with, like, I call it pal, piss a lot. You start making it nicknames for these things, you know what I mean? But the chemical that makes you urinate a lot, okay? Now, I showed you how much I urinated last night. Now, would you, he's been there. I think he's been there most of the night. Would you park in the same area where they're doing that? You wouldn't, would you? You move on out the area where they're not doing that. So, that is 1 point, okay? All right? The second point is that I've been for a walk all around here. I've done like a circumference around here, and I've examined the air and tasted it, right? This black van here, it's definitely being pumped out from there, mate. She's just parked up. I don't know if they've got time switches and stuff, but she looked very suspicious as well, She kept looking at me. I have to go careful how I point the finger, but I've been going through this long enough to know. Right, now I took a walk past this van, and as soon as I got to here, I tasted something. Right, as soon as I got to here, it's quite strong here. It gives a tingling taste on the mouth, and before you know it, your stomach's gargling, and then you just want to pee all the time, and it's very uncomfortable. It's very similar to the condition cystitis, if you've ever had that. I've had that a few times. But it's not very nice, people. Now, the closer I get to this van, the more I can taste this bitterness in the air. It is being released from this van because I've walked in front, okay? Remember, you've got hundreds and hundreds of meters. The closest built-up thing they could be releasing it from is the water tower there, and I doubt that somehow. They probably are. Right, now here, it stops. Right? The bitter taste stops. The gurgling stops in the stomach.
Do we only go 1 year?
And as soon as I start walking, I've walked over there, I've walked around there, it stops. Okay, it's very possibly that, they're doing it multiply with, this van, another van. It builds up and then it runs down here in the wind and in my van. But, yep, let's give you the registration. You are releasing poison from the inside of your van. You can keep your bananas as well, mate. Oh, there's another registration. I wonder what that's there for. You wouldn't know, would you, people? You wouldn't sit there and enjoy that and urinate 4 pints. So you wouldn't park, so you'd go. Think, fuck, excuse my French, right? Trying to stop swearing these days, but you would though, wouldn't you? You get in the driver's seat. I'm not sitting here breathing that in. That can only mean one other thing. And I can taste it. I can feel it. It's coming from under the undercarriage. They're releasing it underneath. They release it in the sky vent. It's just going to go up, innit, rather than down. So they've got to release it at ground level and it's got to come out that way. And then, I don't know, you get these people walking about and like, how come they're not pissing their heads off? Excuse my French, but how come? Are they keeping it to themselves? Are they part of it? But most definitely, definitely here. Where it's blowing underneath the van, I can feel it hitting my face. It's literally stinging my eyes.